Hi, Deborah Roth here again at Spirited Musings. We are continuing our play with play this month, our examination of play, even as the sun moves from the fun-filled sign of Leo into Virgo. We'll talk more about that next month. And today, what I wanted to touch on is this notion that that the phrase, I guess, that I heard several years ago of deep play. And I'm sure many people have coined it, but there is a wonderful book, and I urge you all to look at it, by Diane Ackerman, who's just an exquisite writer and essayist, called Deep Play. And I'm going to tell you exactly what she says because I think the words are just so perfect. Her sense and how she describes deep play is that it's an ecstatic form of play. It's really where all of the elements of play are happening, except that they're taken to really intense and transcendent sites, is the word that she uses. She suggests that risk and obsession, kind of interesting word, pleasure, distractedness, timelessness, and a sense of the holy are all really fundamental pieces of this notion of deep play. So think about that for a moment. What in your life now includes some of those elements? I call it often, my phrase before I ever heard of hers was sacred play. So for me, and I've often described that as being described weddings as being sacred play, and actually any kind of really intentional, beautiful ritual. When I'm sitting in a women's circle, in a new moon circle, that is so truly sacred play for me. I'm wearing kind of informally today, but for the purpose of remembering to mention, and I'll bet some of you have come up with that if you're thinking of your own forms of deep play. I'm wearing my yoga clothes, which I get into just about every morning. It's a form of therapy for me, but it's such, oh, it just makes my heart sing. Certainly in a deep, holy place. It's deep play for mind, body, and spirit. Those of you that have a yoga practice know just what I'm talking about. So think about for you, what holds that? Now, the other piece, I'm talking about sacred play, when it includes the sense of the holy. But there's certainly that thrill-seeking element to it, and particularly of the physical variety. And I always think of my son, my younger son, Chris, who has always been a thrill seeker from the time he loved jumping off big cliffs, and when we were swimming. And for his 21st birthday, his girlfriend at the time gave him a skydiving session. So totally not my idea of deep play. I think for me, more physically, the years that I rollerbladed was an amazing form of physical deep play. And I'm talking about here, all of these things really are things that we've chosen, but I do think that the idea of deep play can come in so beautifully, totally accidentally, like when we crest the hill on our bikes and there's this amazing vista in front of us. But I do think that if you want to create uh, a really open-ended, long-term sense of deep play, that you have to create some intention and make a choice to welcome it into your lives. So think about that. How often do you consciously open yourself to the possibility of discovery, of exploration, of novelty, of pushing yourself to your limits? I would say that we all need a regular dose of deep play to help us really maintain the best focus, balance, creativity that we can in our lives. So as the summer's winding down, think about ways that you can carry that notion of deep play into the fall. Have fun, and I'd love to hear your ideas. Until next week, bye.